Alright guys, so today in this video we gonna be talking about filters. Because filters is something really important. The most, after a few months in the game, you're gonna start realizing you have so many champions and you have so much gear that you need to find what you actually need to use, right? So I'm just gonna show you guys how to actually use. I'm gonna give some explanations for you guys how to best use this feature on the game. So let's jump right in. What's up guys, this is your boy Rusian with another Raid Shadow Legends video. So okay, let's take a look on filters right now. So let me put it like this. If you guys see, I have actually my main account. I don't have my brand new free-to-play account. And the reason is I don't have enough equipment or champions to actually put up a good show, okay? Listen up, click in the link in the description right now and get a free legendary Karato and 4 amazing epics as you level up. And here are the steps you guys need to follow to be able to get those. Step 1, log out of Player in Play on PC. If you never had Raid installed on your mobile phone before, the link will work in there too. Step number 2, click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Step number 3, launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Step number 4, go to your inbox and claim your first champion. And here you go. You find Karato here, as well as Uugo, Rector Drath, Tagoar, and Mausoleum Mage as you progress through the game. This is an amazing account starting Raid, so click on my link on the description below and follow these steps. So, one of the main things is, at this point of the game, if you guys look just on the vaults, I have on Reserve Vault 340 champions, I have 150 champions on the Master Vault, and on top of that, I have close to 240 champions on the main. So, how do I find the champions I need, right? Or if I need to gear a champion, I find out, okay, I need to build a new Hydra team and I need a specific champion. How do I find him? Because if I was to look through here, I may be lucky enough and remember the face of the champion. But if that's not a champion I use that often, I'm just not gonna find him or her. Alright, so let's take a look how we can use this. So one of the first filters you guys gonna see right on top, and it's by rank, right next to by rank, and you're gonna click and it's the champion filter. So champion filter, there are a couple of things you guys can do. One of them is, I usually, if I'm looking for a specific champion, what I do is I'll do include Master Vault and include Reserve Vault, because that's gonna show me where the champion is, and I may have multiple copies, so it's gonna show me all of the ones I have. So let's say I want to find Fennex. So I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna tap Fennex. There you go. I click on hide and I have my champion right here. So now I can do whatever I want. I can change his gear. I can do any type of work with him, okay? If I want to change it, I can just come in here and close down. And if you guys see, he's still selected, right? So it's not a problem. I can just, if I want to check in, okay, that's fine. Let me go for another champion. I can do that. And it's not a problem at all. Now, next things you guys can do, you guys can come in here and let me say I want to know all 6-star, actually no, all 5-star legendaries I have, because let me say I'm looking what's the next champion I'm gonna be getting 6-star, so I can do that. And now I'm only listing my 5-star champions that, you know, I may want to actually get them 6-star. Now let me say, let's go farther on that. Yeah, sure, I want to know, but the problem is I need it to be force. So I just have to come in here, force champion, and I have them all listed. Now you can go even farther. So a lot of times, let's take this down. So a lot of times you may actually have a specific need for your champion. Let me say, in the most when you're in the beginning, you have, I believe that's decreased defense on the Spirit Keep or something like that. You need a specific skill from your champion. So what you need to do is, let me say if that's for faction wars, you may want to go faction. I need a banner lord that can actually buff me with revive on death. So that would be this one. Click on and there you go. Hide. So Lady Annabelle. And if you're looking here, she attacks one enemy 2 times on the A1. A2 attacks on enemies, put a leech and decrease speed. And on the A3, swaps HP with a target. If this champion HP is equal to or higher than target after the swap, place a revive on death buff on the target alive for 2 turns, okay? So if you need something specific, that's very fine. And you will need to be doing those things, for example, Hydra, because Hydra, for example, you may want to put a block debuffs. Now, you wouldn't need to have a specific faction. So if that's the case, you just need to come down here. So this is a buff, right? And you go on debuff and you pick what debuff you need your champion to have. In this case, if I'm looking for block debuffs, where Tau? Where have you been? I think I'm going blind. There you go. So hide, and I have all those champions with block debuffs, okay? So I can pick one of them in this case, and I can go and look what do they have extra and everything, increase attack. So A2 has block active skills and block buffs. I said block debuffs, I'm sorry, I meant block buffs, and attacks all enemies. So I can pick which champion actually would fit better my team. The other thing I can also do, and go even farther, is I need someone that has block debuffs, but also can place a burn, and boom, I have none. So let's say block debuffs and decrease defense. There you go. So now I have a bunch of champions that can do that. So instead of me at times having 2 champions, one with decreased defense and one with block buffs, I can just have one champion that will give me both. So that's why it's really good to be able to check your champion filters. Now, a couple of things won't be on your buffs and debuffs, and it would be something you guys need to get acquainted with, and it's positive and negative effects. So not everything in the game is a buff or a debuff. A lot of times you're gonna have active continuous heal, ally attack, decreased debuff duration, decreased skill cooldown, field turn meter, grant extra turn, heal, passive ally protection, passive counter attack, remove debuffs, and revive. And when you go to negative effects, you're gonna have things like activate HP burn, destroy max HP, decrease turn meter, decrease buff duration, decrease bomb timer, etc, etc, right? So those are not debuffs, but they're actions your champion can do. Like ally attack's really good. It just joins your allies and go into attack, okay? So this is the champion filter. And you have, you know, champion tags. Now champion tags is something you will put on your champion by clicking on this star, and you go like, okay, that's a favorite. So now he got a heart. So I can also list through those. Now, one of the things I used to do a lot was actually put some tags that don't really exist in here. But for example, I would just throw like some weird tag like Arena Build 2, and it was for Arena Build. That was just to let me know which champions I was okay with using as food, okay? So let's take this thing away so I don't confuse myself. All right, so this, and you guys can come in here and reset filters, and everything shows up. All right, so the next filter that I feel is probably one of the most important ones is the filter for your gear. Because in the beginning, yeah, you're gonna have a couple of 100 pieces of gear, and it's not a big deal to have them just sitting there. But after a while, you're gonna have that stuff going to your inventory. And the problem with that is now player changed, and you can see what the stats are. But a lot of times you would have to delete some of your gear just to be able to pull them in. So a couple of things you guys can do in here. So as soon as I clicked on filter, you have those options, right? I can list what type of gear I want, just chest, just boots, and so on, okay? This usually helps me a lot to be able to clear inventory. Like for example, I can come and what do I want to do? I want to take everything that the primary stats or flat stats out. So if you guys look in here, it just listed to me that I have flat HP chestplate, right? I don't want this. I don't. It's horrible. I want to use. Now I can come in here, right? Go on upgrade and let me rework. Let me see if I can get something better from it. And no, another flat stat, so and you can only do one time that rework. You can't just keep reworking. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sell all of those, besides the ones they're feral. And that's the only thing. You cannot filter by type of gear, right? Well, gear type you can, just not the gear set. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come in Cell, select all, and then just remove the bottom ones, that because I actually need them, and Sell. Now the thing is, guys, Pharaoh is really good gear, so I don't mind coming in here and spending all the ore I have to see if I can get better stats. So this was garbage. Let's check the other ones. Upgrade, rework, command damage, great, speed, defense, wow. Great piece of gear. So that was worth for me to keep. This one's garbage. So the next one, rework, flat stat, garbage. And now the last one, there you go, defense, not bad. So now I just have those two left and I can sell them. So that's one thing you guys can do. Now, another option would be, for example, I need some of the top ones and I need substats and I need speed. I need to really boost the speed of one of my champions. So I'm gonna click in here on the substat, because primer stat, they all gonna have the same all the time. You won't have, for example, weapon always gonna be attack as a primer stat, the helmet gonna be HP, and so on. So you can't, it doesn't matter. If you put attack in there, it's just gonna show you the weapons. All right, so I want to show me speed. So what it's gonna do is it's only gonna show me the stats that the piece of gear that have speed on. So like in here, for example, I haven't touched this, so I can come and upgrade to see if I actually can get speed. So 2 rows of speed, not great for this account, but a lot of times I can use, and the most because I got some defense percentage too, so not a bad roll. Okay, if I had rolled a flat stat, that could be a problem. So I know I'm gonna keep this piece of gear, this one, 2 rows of speed as well, not the greatest, but works. So that's pretty much how you guys do. But I have a question. What about if you want to know what's your best piece of speed gear? All right, so I'm gonna show you. So, okay, so what you guys have to do in this case, you're gonna come in here in priority stats, and you're gonna tell the game that speed is your highest priority. So what it's gonna do, it's gonna put to the left the highest speed row. So this one, 18, and this other one, 13. Even if they each got 2 rows, okay, on speed. And the same thing goes for this one, 15, and speed 11. 11, so this one's the max I had, 11's the highest one, and so on. Now, it doesn't end here. So, and just to let you guys know, you can now say, okay, I want speed the highest, but I also want something that has crit rate, right? So it's gonna show you kind of like an average. It's gonna give more priority to speed and second priority to crit rate. So that will help you list the best, okay? So let me just take this down for now, and I'm gonna show you another thing. So in the bottom, if you guys run all the way to the bottom, it has hide fully reworked, what it means you already reworked the piece, and hide set filters. So hiding set filters is usually the best if you want to see what's your highest piece of gear on whatever stat you want. So what you need to do in here is you come in and hide set filters, and it will just mix and match all the sets. So you're not actually looking at a specific set, you're just looking at the highest rows. And sometimes it may help you decide what set you're actually going to be following and put in your champion. So in here, the highest one, I have a 3 row 22. The next one going to be 3 row 22. So funny, huh? 2 row 22 because they're big rows, and the other one 3 rows and the same, and so on. So if you guys look in here, 22 is the highest, so it all gonna give me this one's first, and then when you start going down, you're gonna have less. You're gonna have 17, 17, 18, and so on. Okay, now like I said, if you guys were to come in here and say that the next priority is crit rate, you see how it changed. Now it's showing me that, okay, you have this piece of gear that is only 21, but it will also give you 13 crit rate. So it will prioritize piece of gear that have both stats for me. If I was to actually put as high, it will try to give me the best average. So like in this case, yeah, I have 6 speed, but I have 30% crit rate. So that's how it's gonna be listing for me, and that usually makes your life a lot easier. So for example, depending on the champion I'm building, I may be like, well, is that worth for me to actually put this piece of gear on this champion and actually change the gear set I had planned to use? Sometimes it may be the case, okay? I'm not going to go too much into it right now because, as you guys know, that's the third video of this basic workshop for Raid Shadow Legends. So, but later on, I'm gonna be delving a little bit deeper on what gear to keep, why not to keep, etc. Okay? Like I said, it's always my choice to come in here and get rid of every single piece of this bottom row that is a flat stat. Now, I think I should say that to you guys, when you start the game, sometimes not the case, because you may need, pretty much, to complete a certain set, and to do so, you may have to put a flat stat piece, okay? But, you know, when you look at overall, it may actually give you more bonuses than if you didn't have that piece on, okay? So, just keep that in mind. When you're beginning the game, a lot of the choice you're gonna do in gear is not the same choice I will make on gear, okay? So, just keep it in mind. So, okay, let me just hit another thing really quick, and it has to do with fitting room, okay? So fitting room is pretty much, instead of just gearing your champion, like if you just want to see how your stats gonna change, what you can do is you just come in here, click on, and go like try on, and then I'm gonna put this piece as well. And if you guys look down here, by using those two pieces, and yes, they're not fully worked, okay? But I actually lost HP, I gained some attack, I lost defense, I lost speed, I got some more crit rate, crit damage, resistance, and accuracy. Now, there are cases I may be okay losing some HP just to gain crit rate. It's not the case right now. So you can try on the pieces and see which one gonna work best for you, okay? And you don't have to commit, and it will tell you how much silver you need to be able to equip all that gear to your champion, so it will help you. Now, the other thing you can also do, I'm not going to go into preset manager right now, but I will go into equipped. So a lot of times you may want to take gear from different champions, right? You know, you got a brand new, you may want to be like, okay, I may have to take from other nukers I have that I haven't been using, take their gear away, instead of sometimes to just leveling a new piece of gear that may not even be as good. So you come in here, and for example, I have this piece of gear that is in this champion, and I can go and put a try on. Now, if you guys look, the gear swap is much more expensive because you will be paying to remove the gear from the champion that is wearing it, and so pretty much just gonna be a lot more expensive because you have gear already on, so it's gonna have to remove your gear, you're gonna pay for it, it's gonna have to remove the other champion's gear, you're gonna pay for it, and then you're gonna put the gear on. So a lot of times it may be your best choice, and the most if you're trying to figure out gear, you're gonna be spending millions of silver just to leveling gear that may or may not have good rolls. It's worth for you to go in there and do that, okay? In this case, no, I'm not going to do anything, so I'll just close, or I can come in here and remove. So I'll just close, not doing any of that right now, okay? So basically, that's really the basics for some of those filters. Now, when I go into the dungeons to show you guys each specific dungeon, the best way to attack it, I will be going into the filters of equipment to choose what to keep and what to sell, okay, automatically. All right, guys, so, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope that helped at least one of you guys. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to know next. And as always, I'll see you in the game.